There's a man standing outside my front door and he won't leave. I drove past my house on my way to pick up my friend Tina after class. We were going to go downtown to try some new vegan place that she had heard about from a friend of a friend, or something. That was the first time I saw him. I wasn't going to stop at my house. I didn't really need anything, but when I drove past it and saw someone standing on the front porch, facing the door, I slowed until I came to a full stop in front of the house across the street from my own. My car has tinted windows, so I knew I wouldn't be seen if he turned around. So, I sat there with my foot on the brake as I watching this person standing on my front porch, just looking at my door. He wasn't knocking, and even if he already had and no one answered, which no one did because no one was home, why would he just stand there? What was he waiting for? He was wearing a long coat, one that came down all the way to his knees, and I could see the black pants underneath. He wasn't wearing any shoes. He also had on a hat, like a top hat Abraham Lincoln style, and he was leaning to the left, supporting himself with a black cane. I must have sat there, trying to figure out who he was and what he could possibly want for about 3 minutes. Jehovah's Witness? Door-to-door salesman? A neighbor? After the 3 minutes, the man slowly turned around by spinning on the balls of his feet. He was now facing my direction, and although I knew that he couldn't see me, I could still feel his eyes boring into my own. I wasn't able to see any sort of detail on his face at all due to a shadow that the hat was casting. He bounced up and down on the balls of his feet. This was the most movement I had seen him do. Then he raised the hand that was not holding onto the cane and waved at me, not moving from his spot on my porch. I decided that was my cue to get the fuck out of there, so I did just that. I told Tina about it when I picked her up 5 minutes later, and she said not to worry, it was probably just some old homeless guy. I drove by my house again on my way to drop her off, and when we passed by my house I slammed the brake. He was still there, facing my front door again. "What the hell?" Tina asked. I didn't say anything. It was almost 5 o'clock by then, which meant that he was either standing there for the last 3 hours, or he has left and came back at around the same time that I had. Was he following me? When I saw him about to turn around this time, I drove away, deciding that I would spend some time at Tina's. About an hour after that, I decided to call my neighbor across the street. His name is Anthony and he's a single dad with twin girls that I babysit from time to time. He answered on the second ring. "Hey Anthony, it's Chelsea. I just wanted to ask you something," I said. "Yeah, sure, what's up?" he asked. I could hear a television in the background. "This is going to sound kind of weird, but do you mind looking out your window and telling me if that man is still there?" I heard a bit of rustling. "Yep, still there," Anthony replied. "I need to call the police." "Hey, keep the girls inside, okay?" I asked. "He just wants you to open the door," Anthony said. "What?" I asked. "He just wants to come in. Why won't you let him in, Chelsea?" "Anthony, are you okay?" I asked, getting worried. "Let me fin." I hung up and threw my phone across the couch. What the hell was going on? I decided to call the police next, but all they said was that they were going to send a car to check on my house. I didn't get a call back, and when I tried to call again I got an error message about the number not existing. I decided to fall asleep at Tina's house. There was no way in hell that I was going to try to go back home. I ended up taking a nap and I just woke up a few minutes ago. In my own bed. At home. I sat up suddenly, looking around to make sure. Yep. I was definitely in my own bed. But I had fallen asleep at Tina's, so how did I get back here? I got out of bed, taking my phone with me. I walked down the dark hallway, past the guest bedroom with the open door. When I glanced in I almost screamed. I could see someone's outline through the curtains. More specifically, I could see the outline of a top hat. He was still standing at my front door. I backed up away from the room before he turned and saw me on the other side of the curtain, if that was possible. I held my breath as I heard him tapping on the window slowly. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't move. "Let me in, Chelsea," he said, dragging out each word as if it was a recording that had been slowed down. I didn't move. "Please, let me in." I'm still in the same spot, and that man is still outside my door, knocking and begging me to let him in. How do I get rid of him? Who is he? Why is he here and what does he want? I don't know what to do, you guys. I'm really scared right now, especially because I think I just heard him move the potted plant by the window. The one that I keep my spare key under.